Okay.
Total 11, madam. No.
Yes, they join, sir. 1 minute. Sir, we'll wait for 2 minutes, then we will start, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
They started recording, madam.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Madam, the 4 to 6 class, Nitya madam will not take the class today.
Okay, madam. So we have only today one session, 2 to 4.
No, that 4 to 6 was there. Nitya madam, some emergency. She has sent a message just now. I'm not able to send a mail today.
Yeah.
Please put in the WhatsApp group. Madam will take
Sure, ma'am.
maybe
I'll
next
drop a
Saturday.
message in the groups, ma'am. Thank you.
Please send. I'm outside. I can send the mail.
Sure,
That's
ma'am.
the
We
problem.
understand. It's a weekend. Yeah.
Okay,
So
madam.
today only one session, huh?
At the end of this session also.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, 4 to 6
Okay,
is
okay.
cancelled, sir. Just now, academic counselor sent a
Okay.
message. So you can stop. You can stop when this
When
session
this
is
class is over, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No session today. We cannot send the mail. We will inform them, sir.
Okay.
Any of the students who have joined already, please, at the end of this session, please inform all the students. Okay?
Sure, ma'am.
Thank you. So we will start the session now. They keep joining. Rashekar, sir, you just see, sir. Okay.
Yeah, ma'am, sure.
Vijay Kumar, sir, shall we start, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, a very good afternoon to all. Today, we are starting the session on MPC 002. This is the first session for you all. And I'm very happy to introduce to you all Dr. Vijay Kumar, sir. Sir is currently working at Garden City University, assistant professor, and previously has worked in St. John's and Rupanidhi College and so many other institutions. Sir has put in a lot of experience in the field, and sir will take the session on MPC 002 as he is a specialist in the field. And now the session is handed over to you, sir. And these are the students who have joined for July 2022 batch, sir. This is already late for them, the session. And all the other 4 papers, some papers are already completed. And this is the first session on this lifespan development, sir, MPC 002. Thank you very much, sir. Now the session is handed over to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, we'll be starting up with LSD, that is Lifespan Development Program. The Lifespan Development Program where it's make an individual to understand how the behavior of an individual varies from the one person to another person from the birth and before birth also. That is, before birth, we can't see how the behavior will be changes and how the child will be reacting in the mother room. So after birth, we are going to study with all the 4 dimensions with emotional, cognitive, and social aspect and physical also. All these things we'll be studying. Before also we are going to study with the field where it is going to explain every individual from the period of, that is from the conception to the old age. Okay, old age, that is before death. Okay, because up to the age of old age we will be studying, and the developmental scientists are interested in the ways where they're going to change the individual or from one to another throughout their life. We can't be same as from the birth, right? Always sometimes we expect why couldn't be as a child only, why did I grow? Yes, of course, but the life cycle, it says throughout the life there is a various changes which will be taken place, as well as in the characteristics. Some remain same, some will be stable, some will be changing as we learn, or some we are going to imitate from one individual to another individual. Most of the time it will be imitating only some of the behaviors, some of the will be inborn approaches will be there. Okay, there are also some of the scientific studies for developmental psychology where will be also called as baby biographies. That is in the 1787, Tideman's observation of sons, that is his sons, Okay, his sons, he made an observation how the sensory motor going to change. That is sensory activities, motor activities, were combining both. How individual going to react from the external activities also. Okay, and also the language, especially we can see from the birth till some to the age, the formation of the sentences, and from the sixth we'll start combining the big sentences, and from the age of most probably from 10 years to 15 years we will be fully fledged how to frame the sentences, the longest conversations, everything, and every individual will be having the good language, except from the special children's. Okay, and cognitive behavior development also we are going to study, where it is going to make individual the higher cognitive processes coming to the learning, memory, thinking process, reasoning, decision making, everything we are going to study. Okay, the Darwin published in his book also. Okay, that is, and he also observed with how the son's sensory activities, that is the children, and first was the child for him, and he observed with the sensory activities, cognitive and emotional changes. The emotional activities are, that is, depending on the environment, how individual changes his or her emotional aspects. Okay, it is the scientific respectability also is there when it has been published in 3 decades, and it is went for more and more also in 19th century, especially in coming to the 19th century. The western views of the human development has taken place and prepared the way, where it is the controversies of nature and nurture, the Christian doctrine of original sin, and John Locke's view of tabula rasa, that is the different ones. We are going to see the blank tablets, and innate goodness also was given by the different individual, especially with the gene. Okay, and also it is been going to study with Stanley Hall, pioneer in study. Okay, the child study, which is going to publish. He published the many things in in his book called Adolescence. Okay, the adolescence we can see, and we can also study more about these levels, the cognitive development. See, always in the most of the crises arise in the age of adolescence. Okay, so that adolescence age plays a major role for an individual. Either is not in relating to childhood or nor into an adulthood. Okay, it is the between. He wants to understand what I am, what is the age of mine, what I should be exactly. These are the, that is what he has given full fledged information in his book. Okay, that is called Adolescence. And also with the 78 years of age, how it is going, the sensing, everything in the last half of life, what are the problems they're going to issue facing in their life. Okay, after 6 years or so, the Stanford University opened the first research unit for the studying aging. And today, when we see the modern approaches in today's world, especially the most developmental psychologists recognize that developmental goes on throughout life. Is there any particular stage to stop for the development of an individual? Can anyone tell, is there any stoppage, that is, this particular age my developmental going to stop?
Not really, sir.
It is not really.
Does it happen like after 80, 85, 90 years?
No, there also, see, that is also one of the age, there will be the developmentalist process. Okay, by aging, that is for your cognition, everything, it is dropping. Okay, it is in the another pace. It is with another pace, their losing of their memory, everything will be starting up. Like the senses,
Okay.
the census also will be stopping. That is, we'll be knowing if we have the grants or anyone with that particular age, we'll be studying in different that particular stage also, right? So there is no stop, that is for the developmental process. It is a lifelong. Still, the that is an individual step to that particular phase, that is called death. Still there, it is a developmental process. Okay, that is the study of, it is an interdisciplinary subject. It is not for one or two. It can be included into different ways also. Okay, that is the lifespan development, where it is going to a broad sense, where we're seeing with psychology, psychiatry, sociology, biological factors, genetical factors, family sciences, education, especially, and history. History with how the individuals, that is, from where the birth of an individual started, how it is started, everything we're going to see, and physiology, medicine, everywhere. See, it is not in one particular way. If you want to see only for a psychology field, we want to see everywhere this lifespan development, because why, we are human beings, we are studying, we have to know about ourselves, how it started, what it is going to happen, what is the next stage, what in that particular stage, how would the individual going to face the problem, or how he is going to solve the problem, everything we have to see, right? I mean, if it is come to sociology, that is society. How this in society, how individual are going to behave. What are the stages in that also? How in the society to, when you want to converse with another person, how to deal with that particular person. Everything, the biological aspects, your internal organs, how it is aging day by day, or it is developing the every day. How you have to cope, and whether it is an your genetical factor or an environmental factor, also you have to know. That is the family sense will take, that is from the ancestor uh, passage, and educational level we are going to see how to interact, that is will tell with cognitional aspects, more we learn in the education process. Of course, we learn many things from the from the family, from friends, everything, but some of the information, for example, if I want to really study psychology, now we have online, everything we can study on our own, but still, without the guidance of anyone, is it called as a knowledge or an education, the proper education you got, will you get a proper education without any guidance, without a mentor?
No, sir.
Yes. Okay, that like that. So everything for the medical field also, it is very much needed for a human life. Okay, so that we are going to describe within different areas, and everything also it will be having the different goals. What is the main goals of an lifespan development? That is with the process which is going to take from one individual to another individual, with the description, what you are going to describe the whole level of, that is the life cycle of an individual, and explanation stage by stage, stage by stage, that is during the conception for all 9 to 10 months, how then in the baby is going to form, and what is the process, and how it is growing, that is the by the end of 3 to 4 months, the overall the picture can be seen, the baby's picture can be seen, and also modification after the birth, how it is be changing the behavior, of course, right? Today we are not in the same type of behavior, we are not crawling, right? We are not crawling, right?
Yes, sir.
We are walking, that is the change. We are not behaving as we were behaving in school days. It's changed, that is the behavior, it is changes according to the age level. No one teaches. If anyone come and tell that you are now so particular standard, or your age is like this, you have to behave like this, I was behaving like this, you should also behave like this in this stage. No one teach it, it adopts, that is an inborn tendency in an individual, it always. And we can also predict by seeing our elders, like sometimes I might also behave like this in this age. I might also become like this. That is the predictions. Of course, it will not be same, but some aspects will be same as our elders. When we attain that particular age, if we want to see when we go back and see our adolescence, or our like which is the present generations are having with 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 years, when we see, when we are seeing their behaviors, we can predict, yes, this will happen, this might be a problem they're facing, or might be there this type of behavior they are reacting. So means some situation has been made from their family, might their parents are ignored, or the parents are not giving so much importance, so he or she is behaving. So we are predicting, because we cross that age. Without crossing that age, can we predict? Of course we can predict, but how far it is true? How far it is true without experiencing that age and all? Of course, each and everything, if we are experienced, we can give a correct interpretation also. Okay, some will be predicted, that's all. Interpretation can be given, but the behavior can change immediately. So always we will predict that, not exact one. Okay, if I ask for you people, okay, this was, I think, when you are at the age of 14 or 15 years, you had a identity crisis. Why? That is, I am this. Why should I listen to you? That conversation will be happening in the family. You will not accept my words. I am also a grow up person. Some might tell, yes, yes, of course, everyone reached that level, and we came here. Is anyone doesn't reached, not attained that age, that identity?
No, sir.
Everyone will meet, everyone have met, and we have today here, right? So that we can predict in our juniors also. But when we ask, they won't tell exactly, right? They will change that. No, 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 I am not doing this. So that changes will happen, that modification and predictions will be going on in an individual. So the developmental process will be happening in three levels, that is quantitative, qualitative, and stability. What is quantitative developmental?
Means physical growth in the size and shape.
Yes, physical growth in the number or amount, such as we can identify what is your height, what is your weight, size, vocabulary, everything, how much you can make. Qualitative changes,
Mental
qualitative,
growth. Mental growth.
then
Emotional development.
yes, how it is.
Growing with experience.
Yeah, how it is, right? The quality, how it is good, bad, or it is improvement. That way we are going to identify. Stability, some consistency or personality or the behavior, some will be same, some will be changeable, right? That will be always in an individual. And there are the main domains what we are going to study in developmental psychology, that is lifespan development, is three main domains, that is physical, cognitive, and psychosocial development. Physical development, hope everyone we know physical development, that is the body, brain, sensory capacities, motor skills, and health. These are physical development. Cognitive development, that is the stability in mental abilities such as learning, attention, memory. As I told already, these things we are going to see. The creativity of an individual always will be changing. When you see, when in the infancy something, creativity will be there. When it come to childhood, some creativity. When it come to the adolescence, something, adulthood, everything, that is called creativity. It is happening. We will be doing something new, which is not an uh, I won't do, I have not done anything, something else we don't know, we are not notified, that's all, but we have done something creative in our life, like that we'll be thinking always. That is the improvement that it is going to take. And psychosocial development with emotion, personality, and the relationship how we are going to build. And there are different how the lifespan development is going to take place. We can also see by the person called Baltis. Okay, Paul B. Baltis is one of the person who gave the key principles of an lifespan in the level of like development is lifelong. It is not in today's and tomorrow's or one particular age it stop. Okay, it is in lifelong. How it is going to be changeable, and it also involves both gain and loss. What is gain, what is loss in development?
New acquired skill is a gain,
Yeah,
and loss of an old experiences. I
yeah,
mean skill.
we will
Like
not get.
when we start walking, we let go the crawling habit. So this
Yes,
is gain and a
we,
loss.
we will not get back that things, the enjoyable everything in our life. It is already lost, right? It is some, and memory also. It will be today we feel I am gaining. For example, age wise, we'll tell every birthday. You think when your first year birthday, second year birthday, the child enjoys. But when we become old and old, it will feel like already I'm 45, I already I'm 50, already I'm 60. Means I lost many things in my life already. I'm losing day by day, right? That thing That level of thinking also will be there in an individual, and involves in changing allocation of resources. It will not be same always, it will be changing. For example, your time, your energy, your talent, money, all social supports we are going to get in your life, that allocations will be made with your life, that is your growth, maintenance, and other recoveries, especially what you're going to take from your life. Okay, the modifiable also, always our life is a modifiable. Is there anything like stiff or stable? No sir, it cannot be modifiable. My life is modified like this only. Is there anything like that? Of course, age levels, we have to study educational, those things, like, yes, of course. But apart from that, can anyone steal your memory?
No, sir.
Right, it is yours, you can modify whenever however you want. We can't tell no, you have to, your memory should be like this only. It has grown like an anything, it won't change at all. Is there any chances like that?
No, sir.
No, whatever the training, whatever the practices you do in your life, okay, it is all an event in your life. And especially for when you come to an late adulthood. Okay, late adulthood also, it is one of the modifiable. We can see how many changes has been happened in them, and in your grannies or old ones, when you see, you can see how it is going to change place and the way of behaving with their physical appearances also we can see. And relative influences of biology and cultural shift also we can see how the balance of the culture, both we are going to see between influences, your environment. Okay, how it is going to help you. That is the one they're going, he has given the different key points with how an individual is going to play a major role. And there are certain factors also, not only that is the key points, key will be there to identify, there are certain factors also which influences on development. Can you tell any one or two the factors, like any hereditary factors, environmental
Nature
factors?
and nurture.
Yeah.
Then influences, peer
Yes.
pressure,
What type of influences?
peer pressures,
Yeah, family, peer groups, economic state, socio-economic status, culture, ethnicity, historical context, normative and non-normative. Normative is and that occurs with the most people in a group. Okay, in particular group where we are going way in same way. Non-normative is an unusual thing. It comes and goes in our life. It that happens at an unusual time of life. We don't know how it happened, how it is occurred. That type of influences. Some influences, some people will come in our life and go. We don't know how it happened, and what they taught us in our life, we don't know. We learned something. Okay, that is non-normative, where it is going to take place in an individual. Of course, with when you say with hereditary also, right? Most of our behaviors, when we see back, it will be relating to our hereditary also. And environment where you are grown up, that is also one of the task or an important thing aspect we have to see. The person who has brought up or who has born in intellectual family, good intellectual or doctor's child, if he is brought up in the one of the illiterate people house, his memory will not be less, but still the environment also plays a major role for his development. Okay, like that, everything, each and every factors plays a major role in an individual for the development. And time of influences, the critical or sensitive periods we are going to see, that is also one of the factors where we are going to see. And critical periods will take specific time when an event, a given event, or it is absence or specific impact which plays for them. What type of critical period you are going to face in your development? Which is the stage, the critical period you can say?
so do you have a PPT or some form of a presentation so that we can really
Yeah,
be.
I can share it.
Yeah, please, sir. Thank you.
Is it visible?
Yes, sir. You can just zoom it so that we can see make it a full screen. So yeah, perfect. Thank you so
Yes.
much.
So what type of critical period you are going to see? When is that critical period, you will tell. Which is going to make a major role in your life, right? One particular stage. Example, if you come to the 10th standard, that is the critical stage for an individual for his continuation for his education, right? Yes, sir.
The milestones of
Yes.
children. What about the milestones?
Yes, I didn't get.
The developmental milestones of small children.
Yeah. That is also critical period. That is for sensitivity. We can tell because the developmental, especially in infants, we have to be very sensitive with the children. That milestone, that is, it is very important. The kind of where we are going to see how they are going to respond. Everything is an important in a child over that particular age also. Okay, and the Austrian zoologist called Konrad Lorenz is conducted how the experiment on ducklings is being proved. We how they're going to move the object from one place to another place, whether or not it is member of their own species or not, but they learn, right? How that is how the we also by seeing or by experiencing or inborn tendency we will see by parents or anyone, like how the mother is doing, how the father is behaving, everything we, that is imprint we will tell. Okay, it not be our mother only will be doing like this, or another mother or father or brother will be behaving, we are going to experiencing in such a way. And there are different theories of personal human development where we are going to study on the level of how it is going to describe, explain, predict and modify human behavior. Okay, the process, the goals we will tell. Already I told how it is, that is about the describe, explain, predict and modification, that is the goals of human development. On that basis some of the theories also made. Okay, the how this going to explain on the three bases: the relative, that is weight given to hereditary and environment, and whether people are active or passive in their own development, or whether the development is continuous or occurs in according to the stage by stage. Of course it is in continuous, it is from the stage always going to move from one stage to another stage. So these are some of the theories where we are going to study also. That is, first one is psychoanalytic theory, which was given by Freud. Okay, which focuses on unconscious emotions and drives, especially Freud is the main focus. When we come is the word we hear psychoanalytic means, only the first comes to our mind is Sigmund Freud. Hope you people already know who is Sigmund Freud, right? And psychosocial stages of development by Eric Erikson. We are going to see what are these going to explain with different stages. Learning stages, we studies on observational behaviors. When we are classifying with classical conditioning, even Pavlov gave the classical conditioning, operant conditioning by B.F. Skinner, social learning theory by Albert Bandura. These are also we are going to see. Everything we are going to see in the different levels, the ages, when it is going to go with stage by stage, we are going to see in that particular ages. Okay, cognitive development, when we see with Jean Piaget's, okay, that cognitive stage theories we are going to see, and information processes approaches also we are going to learn. And we have evolutionary socio-biological factors, which considers with how Darwin's theory the is going to explain of an individual behavior in society, and both considering with biological and sociological aspect. because whatever our biological aspect want to react means the social aspect is also a same importance will be there. Okay, that we are going to see. And contextual we are going to study with historical, the past, social and cultural we are going to study both with Yuri Bronfenbrenner's bioecological theory and Lewis Vygotsky's social cultural theory. So first, when we are going to see psychoanalytic perspective of human development, the Freud, I told Sigmund Freud is an Viennese physician who gave uh, the remarkable, okay, we can say the remarkable where the importance in psychological aspects, the unconscious factors mainly he was studied on, and given the conflicts how it is going to happen in an individual inborn urges or civilized life of an individual with all developmental stages, and he termed the human life into an psychosexual stages. That is, the psychosexual stages of your development is oral, that is birth to 1.5 years. Second one is the how the thumb sucking everything will be happening. Next is anal, we are going to learn from the stage to stage, the toilet training everything we are going to learn. And phallic stage 3 to 6 years, dressing or we are going to make observing the parents. And coming to the latency age, that is 6 years to 12 years. And also we have with genital, that is adolescence period, that is the main period where we are going to be attract the opposite genders and the way of making ourselves, okay, the body image, how we looks, how we want to look in front of the others. Okay, this is how he has made the conscious level, pre-conscious level and unconscious level, with the different factors how the individual going to think, behave, everything. Conscious level is, that is always we think what it is happening, the way we perceive everything. Pre-conscious, it is a stored knowledge or memory already is there. Unconscious level, the unexpectable aspects which is going to happen in our life. So many times, right, when we are talking what will happen, we will reveal all the informations, right? Then we tell, yo, I should have not told this, I should have not behaved like this. Unconsciously I did. I was not knowing, I was not like, I don't know what I did, right? These some, so that levels also we are going to study in an individual. And also individual having the 3 levels. ನಾನು ಯಾರು ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬಂದೆ. So the ego and super ego. What is it? What is ego and what is super ego? The model of personality of an individual, Freud has explained the 3 levels. What is it? The ego. Okay, it is a pleasure principle. Okay, the pleasure principle you can see in a childhood, whatever it is we want, the primary process, that is thinking, the biological component, it might be where you want, that's all, you won't think of anything, right?
Yes, sir.
Pleasure principle means what? We want everything. That is what we are going to think. In childhood, especially, that is infants and childhood, we are going to see. And ego is reality. We start thinking, which is right, and that is not much we will think, but we deal in the society or in with the people behavior, and the some thinking concept will come to us. How to react, when to react. Okay, and last over with super ego, with the both ego and super id, our internalized moral standards we have been fully understood. That is, in adulthood we'll come to know the morals of an individual in this society, what individual should be packed as. They will learn everything, that is good and bad, we know that in that particular age. Okay, how it is going to interact in an individual behavior, the modification of an behavior, how it is going to turn in an individual, everything which comes in the super ego. So the Freud's, as I told, the psychosexual stages of development. This is how the oral, that is 0 to 2 years. Infant touches, that is the gratification, the thumb sucking, babbling, feeding, everything in the 0 to 2 years. The phallic stage, how anal stage, toilet training, everything I told now. How we will teach for the child, right? Where to go out to use the toilet, everything we are going to teach. And the 3 to 7 years we observe, we realize the differences between male and female, what father is doing, what mother is doing, those things will be seen. And latency, that is the child continues, that is 7 to 11 years, the child is going to attain the puberty age, okay, the maturity level is going to attain. And genital, the differences where we are going to make with the comparisons of the other people, or the body images, the attraction of the other genders, we are going to see. So next is we have with Eric Erikson, the psychosocial stages of development also, and Freudian theory, by emphasizing the different theories conducted and the levels of ego, the lifelong process. It is a not in just today or tomorrow. It is a lifelong process. Each and one or the other way the individual going to face. It is called as a crisis in an individual's personality. How we are going to make. Sometimes it remains same. Sometimes it changes according to the time it is going to happen. We will feel so many times my life is like this, it doesn't change, it is permanent, it is like it makes okay, the rest of life is also same, because you are not going to put effort in the life, that the modification should be happen. Many of the time we'll be having still question mark, what I am, how I am, what I should do, what I should not do. Still we don't have that, okay, we are not realized what to do. That is what Erickson has been told in these 8 stages, that is trust versus mistrust, birth to 1.5 years, autonomy versus shame and doubt, 18 months to 3 years, initiative versus guilt, 3 years to 6 years, industry versus inferiority, 6 years to 12 years, identity versus role confusion, 12 to 20 years, intimacy versus isolation, 20 to 30 years, generative versus stagnation, 30 to 60 years, ego integrity versus disappear, that is after 60 years and above. So each and every level he has to understand what I should do or what I should make, okay. The sense of security, that is the first year the child always wants, right? Without security the child can do it, search for his mother. The mother is the one secured always, right? It doesn't trust anyone easily. The one person who trusts is only mother. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Then second year, autonomy versus shame, doubt, sense of independence. If we do anything, if it is something bad, you can see how the uh, a child, and sometimes it feels whether to use or not. And yes, of course, it is go and do also that all things. And in 3 to 5 years, the balance between spontaneity and restraint in its life, it is behavior and how it's going to make everything. 6 years, that is sense of self confidence, that is up to puberty it is going to start. It can read, write on its own, of course need a help, but still it can do its own. The self confidence starts building over there, okay, for his own self uh, work, eating, dressing or washing face, these things and all it can do on its own. And adolescence, that is identity versus role confusion, of course, as I told already, this is the age it is going to make individual. Young adult, that is form close personal relationship, that is sometimes isolation and intimacy which will be happen in an young adults. Middle adulthood, promote well-being of others. Of course, in middle adulthood, what I am doing, for what purpose I am doing, always they want to be secure their family, that is their present, past and future generations, all the 3 generations they have to take care over there. They're promoting of themselves in all the aspects, not only one or two, in all the aspects they want to be cared enough, that is they have to care for themselves, the wife, children, parents, everything. That is the middle adulthood. If you that is according to age level from 35 to 50, 55 years, if you see how these individuals will be, what all they'll be doing for, what is the purpose of doing. Sometimes they also feel why I should do, I should do because of my children. I should because of my parents, because my parents took care of me when I am young. So this is my duty. That is what in middle adulthood, the generativity where the stagnation starts. It is there in that particular age. And late adulthood, sense of satisfaction with all in his life what you are supposed to do. Some people will not be satisfied. That is secondary. We are talking with the self actualization, when you feel, yes, I did in my life, this is what I was supposed to do. Yes, there is any small things, let me try to do and finish it up. Okay, there are many people still they try to do something to give good enough to the society. This is how it is going. The crisis, favorable and unfavorable features will be in an individual. As I told, everything it's been bifurcated with favorable outcome and unfavorable outcome. And learning as perspective of development, the behavior, the theories maintain that the long lasting, it is a learning process. Is there anything you are not learned or you will not learn in future, which is not learned in past, which you will not learn at all in future? Is there anything like that? Is there anything?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Yeah,
No.
because behavior is a mechanism theory where the quantity or quality we are be learning day by day. We are adapting different way of behavior which we are experiencing in our life. It is not in just today's. It is an changing, continuous process in our life. So, learning theories perspectives where it is there with classical conditioning and operant conditioning. Classical conditioning, I think. It is been studied with the theories of personality, right?
Yes.
That Freud has given how it is make how we are the individual going to be habituated with the responses. That is for the bell sound, the dog is going to have the give the promote. Okay, the bell sound is given, then the food is given. Same way, the next day if the bell is ring, the dog starts saliva because of he is going to get the food. Like that, it is been habituated in an individual. And same wise, when the bell is given and food is not given, it is practiced for 2 days, it automatically stops. For example, we will also do in house for the children, right? We will make them, if you write homework fast, I will give you chocolate. If you write the homework fast, I'll take you out and I'll get you ice cream. So what will happen, the child starts, if you give one day, second day also it will mix, and third day it will, I will write the homework first, will you give me chocolate? Right, that is how the classically happening in an individual. Okay, so this is what the picture, the example is showing. That is we'll call UCS, unconditional stimulus, and UCR, unconditional responses. Food and saliva it is going to give, and bell is in non-responses. According to the bell, if you give the bell, then only the saliva starts in the after conditioning. So operant conditioning, according to B.F. Skinner, he has given the picture with the mouse. That is where it is going to attempt. That is in the ABC, what he wants. Okay, there is an electric lid here, foot cap here, and dispenser of the tube and pallet dispenser, where it's the signal lights or lever where it is going to get everything you are going to see. That is, there is one particular signal when if it touches, it will going to get the food. Okay, still it learns over there, where still it gets the practices. If it comes this side, it is an electrical, it gets then shock. Okay, it isn't punishment like that. It will be happening, the extension also will be processed. The everything we are going to see, when still it leads to the what it wants, its desire to be fulfilled. Okay, still without any punishment or without learning anything, can you fulfill your desires? We will see many barriers, right? Then only we will get our uh, we can reach our goal, what we were supposed to reach, right? That is how it is explaining here. And we have social learning theory. Bandura's social learning theory, social cognitive theory is called. It's also called as modeling or observational learning. That is, by observing others, the other behaviors, we are going to learn from how the father is behaving, how the mother. We are today, we have many things by observing we are going to learn. It is not in just But past we will see when we are seeing the family, the environment, the teachers, our neighbors, how they behave. On that behave. Now it is all to the media, how it is going to make an individual model behavior, learning environment, and innate persons. Cognitive perspective, we have with perspective
Can
which
you
includes the
please
theories.
go back to the previous slide, sir? Thank you.
Yes, yes,
Thank you.
yes. This is an innate person. That is innate from the inborn. We have some of the aspects. We no need to teach anyone for us. We will learn. Right? Learning is what? Brushing teeth, how to eat food. These are all things. Right? Of course, Sati, in childhood we eat in left hand, right hand, both this, and then later on we turn to learn by observing others how they are eating, how they are doing, how they were everything. The model behavior, keeping as someone model in our life, right? Keeping what they did, I should also reach that. I should also do like this.
Thank you so much, sir. Please go ahead.
2 seconds. Half an hour. Okay, the cognitive perspectives of development is taken, that is the different perspective according to Jean Piaget. Information process. This is we are going to see according to the age levels, that is from the infancy to everything. We are going to study one by one. Okay, the different cognitive neurosciences, neo-Piaget theories, everything. Especially we will be focusing on Jean Piaget's cognitive stage of theory, that is sensory motor stage, preoccupation operational stage, concrete operational stage, and formal operational stage, that is sensory motor stage. That is how the child, that is 0 to 2 years, the child begins to interact with the environment. When we see, you can, when you see the picture, how the child is behaving and how it is adapting for the new learned behaviors. Okay, and also preoccupational stage, the child begins to represent the world symbolic. We know they tell the doll, the colors and triangles. When you see in the schools and all, they'll teach us with the colors and triangles, what color it is, what the shape, size, everything. Okay, and concrete operation stage 7 to 11 or 12 years, the child has rules such as conservations of how much the quantity will be there in the glass or the centimeter, everything it is going to learn over in that age. Formal operational stage, which is after, that is from 12 to adulthood, full overall the transcendence which is taught from by others for your self actualization will tell, especially where you are going to reach in your life. For each and every thing, how you are going to think, how you are going to behave, it is not just in collecting the information, or it is not by that age we will collect and forget. We will keep, we'll store in our memory and we'll use whenever it is applicable. Right, this is how it is being given, that is the stages what you are going to see in our life. Okay, that is being explained in sentences. So cognitive perspective of and development is in three interrelated, that is assimilation, accommodation, and organization. Organization is interaction or integration, or how it are going to make as one concept. Okay, where with different pieces, the different pieces or anything you are going to make, and you are going to make a one organized one. So you will be having some schemas also how to make it. You can see the child will be having will be making different what will be play things, and it will organize, or and also it is removes and make it different parts, again it joins everything, that it learns over there, organizing the concepts, and it gives its own name, everything. Adaptation, the new adjustment or situation we are going to adopt in our life always, right? In that, it is not just in one thing only always following. Is there in the mathematics when we see, there are new steps we can involve, we can adapt it, right? It is not only one step to be followed, we can or we can skip one step and we can go to next step which will combine like that. Okay, so assimilation, new information and incorporation into existing cognitive structures, we can make it, and we can make how we want. Understood? Accommodation, again, changes one's cognitive structure into the including the new information. So information processing, how an individual brain will be compared. Okay, your sensory one, it feels how much you are going to feel everything. Your physical activity, how it depends on from the external sources through your physical activity with through this physical or experiences, your biological aspect, how it is experiencing and how you are behaving, all this it is interconnected. And especially coming to your brain, okay, the brain is compared to the your computers. Do you accept it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, because computer is made by human being only, right?
Yes, sir.
Mm. So he has made in such a way, if one individual can't reach out in the certain level, the computer gives an faster answers or faster information, whatever the individual need. So the computer based model is made like that. The sensory impression from where? From your keyboard, you will give the information from your keyboard, that is the sensor information, it is getting to your monitor, that is there, the from the monitor you can see and you can put into the CPU, everything the CPU stores, that is our brain stores, it collects from the external sources through eyes, ears, the sense organ, through the sense organs our brain is collecting the information. Depending on that, how you have to respond, right? That is our computer is giving it. After everything storage, if you click enter, you will get the output what you were expected. That is how the human behavior is also modified in such a way, right?
Yes, sir.
So information processing theories, steps involved with gathering all the informations. Of course, see here, we collect many informations. Do we forget?
Yes, without repetition, it will be lost over a period of time, sir.
Yeah, that is some info, that is the learned one, that is learned one, or some of the this is education levels, some we will forget, but the behavioral factors, the biological factors,
No, sir.
some which we gather, which we adopted, we won't forget, we store for a long time and we retrieve whenever we needed, right? The use of information, how we will make the connection, we'll tell low see, that is the connection from one to another, we'll make it and we'll try to collect that information. Okay, when that stimulus is being arised enough, we'll give the responses. How? Because one day we have experienced or we have seen someone out there responding to the stimulus. That is how we are collecting the information and we are giving the retrieval, or we are giving the responses. And neo-Piaget theory is there, where they specify on the concept, strategy, how we are going to use the strategies. Of course, many ways, many places we use this strategy or concept or the skills. Every individual doesn't have same skill. It is different from one individual to another individual. How it is been occupied, how is going to learn, or an inborn or a tendency. Some will be very good in one of these skills. We can't compare to anyone. Such type they'll be, right? Those all things we are going to learn. And so cognitive neuroscience approaches is there, and social cognitive neurosciences approaches is also there, where we are going to study in the age of, that is especially in the childhood. Okay, so how it has been developed, the functions, how it is linked with the brain, that is especially with your language development. Okay, language development, we are going to see what you're going to learn. And infancy also, because infancy age is the one where we uh, adopt or assimilate the informations from one to another, which is we are going to connect from one to another, right? We are not breaking up, we are connecting the informations from one to one. So still today we are also, after seeing that, we are going to explaining for the another persons. That is how it is going to connect in a newer process. So evolutionary socio-biological perspective, that is Darwin's theory of evolution, we are going to see with the survival of fittest and the natural selection of an individual. How we are going to take the species are developed through the related process, as Darwin has made, is going to distinctive behavior from one species of animal that have adapted or survival value, how it is. What see many that is the animals are not having same behaviors. That is sorry, behaviors almost some will be same. Our behavior and animal behavior is not much uh, differences. Also we can see the way we behave, everything. Also we also walk, they also walk. They also have some sensory perception. We also have sensory perception with the way we perceive, also they also perceive. But the location of living will be different, right? The survival will be different, the values will be different, the morals will be different. Of course most of the values we can also say will be same. They won't give up with their children, also we will also not give up with the children's, right? That factors and all we see it will be same. Apart from the survival of an individual, it depends. Okay, the theory, especially the biological basis, when we see the immediate changes, the group, when we are going to see one factor to another, we'll see in the second and third how the genetical factors plays a major role in this perspective. And this is the one Yuri Braunfeld Berner's important theory, where it is connected in an ecological system. In an ecological system, the individual's level, it is going to change and connect in this society, everything. This is how. Okay. See, you can see in the center, that is the individual. First, he will be connected with the microsystem. Microsystem, where all you will be connected with your family, school, peer group, everything, right? Then the mesosystem, mesosystem, where what all is going to learn with, of course is connecting with your peer, again that is and it is going to make with praise, religious factors, everything we are going to see. It is an individual going to have many things going to learn up to the ecosystem. Ecosystem is what is ecosystem?
The environment around us.
Environment around us. What type of environment will start over there in ecosystem?
Friends, networking with.
Yeah, of course,
Yeah.
obviously it will be in the early adulthood. Much we are going to have with our early adulthood, and also in the middle adulthood we are going to see. That is for our job purpose, the educational level system, everything, right? The political system also we are going to meet in our life. The legal, social services, everything we are going to see in an individual, friends, family. And today's we are going to we are connected much with the media, that is social media, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And next will be with macro system. Macro system, that is our attitudes and ideology towards the culture, the values, the beliefs, the trust we have. Okay, that we are going to having the changes in an individual in the macro system. And the last one is chrono system, that is your dimension of time, the historical conditions and time since life events, what all happened, how he has been organized in his life, we are going to see. This is how the five systems when we are going to connect the individual with the environment, and that is to our ecological factors. The individual is there any individual will not meet these areas? one or the other way they will be connected to each and every areas in our life, right?
Yes, sir.
So Vygotsky social cultural theory also we are going to study the cultural aspects, both mental and the interpretation in a society, how an individual is going to interact, think and behave. We will tell. Many times we will tell, no, think first before you react. Many times we will tell, I should have not done. So that is what the cognitive aspects mainly, that we are to think, then we are to react to the situation, the stimulus we are going to get, right? Many times the childrens will do that. They won't think, they'll react it. So we will teach them, okay, on behalf of our experiences. So we'll tell the zone of proximo distal, the gap between they already able to do and what they are not quite ready to accomplish the individual. Okay, that factors we have to learn or teach them how it is going to make in an individual. Child can master and internalize in that. We have to direct them. We have to teach them what they have to do. If you won't teach, what will happen? The same behavior it will become. They learn or they grow up in that manner only, without any gap or any the way of responding will be rude and all. Okay, the temporary support that parent or teachers provide to child to perform a task is called as scaffolding. Okay, we will teach, we will tell how not, but still it is an inborn, they have to learn. Okay, they should get motivated for themselves. Okay, that is the more important in an individual. That is what the life cycle teaches individual in Unibone, the theory, Bronfen-Berner's theory, we will see the ecological theory, how it is interconnected. Everything will be teaching. That is what is telling here. We are only just teaching. They have to adopt and assimilate one to one. They have to connect to their life and come up. Okay. So we have the research, that is the different research in developmental studies, quantitative research and qualitative research. Quantitative research deals with the hard, that is measurable, how much quantity you have, the physiological changes, statistical analysis. The quantity itself will tell, right, how much you gained, what all you gained. That is whether small or bigger size you are learned. That is the research is being done, laboratory searching, where controlled the condition can produce how much is the individual is growing up. Okay, day by day, what all he is accumulating in his life, that we are going to learn. Is height, weight, size, everything. Qualitative, qualitative is your experiences, your belief, your trust, your feelings, your emotions, when to how behave, everything will come under with the qualitative research factors, investigating the problems, how we are going to solve the problems, everything we are going to see. Because of course the qualitative research, when you go in the research, if you see the quantitative research, we can finish it up, but we can collect a group of people and we can do the research and finish. But qualitative research, one individual if you take, you have to learn lifelong what the changes, how it is, because it is in uh, time to time we have to observe. That is the past month, this month, like that. It is time to time we are going to observe, and also it is a time consuming and expensive one. It is not a simple one. And in research we are going to study how, means first we are going to identify the problem, formulation of hypothesis, collection of data, analysis of data, comparison, everything we are going to do, and we are going to find out the findings. There are different types of methods of research. It is observational method. In that we have natural observation and laboratory observation. Natural observation means the quality of the research will be good, but not that expected. We can't expect what is happening over there. It can be anything. Okay, it is in real life setting also. There might be a one person will be holding the collar, might be in a good terms, he will be holding the collar and pulling him towards him, but we will think while observing from the far, something clashes happened, so he's pulling, he's holding the collar, right? So that will be there, and the laboratory observation, the research observes, the record everything. In this situation, we will create and we will make it. So case studies, so individual case studies, we will study the theories, everything what is made and what are any changes in the developmental, everything we are going to study, and we are going to interpret on an individual's behavior. That is also we call it as the neuropsychological measures or biographical factors, autobiographical or documentary, everything we are going to make. So that is called the case study. Overall life cycle, we know every day we will write your biography and keep it, so we can store and we can make it. That is called the biographical factors. It has its own advantages and disadvantages. The case study helps in providing useful in-depth information of an individual his whole life, okay, and they can suggest further research also what can be done best, and flexible to allow the research in their own factors, and the information are also able to generalize there, and it is not in certainty. It can change, it can, they can modify whatever you write, whatever they think, it can be changed, it is not been same. Okay, that is the different factors which is been in a case study. That is the module 1, it is going to explain with. Can you see this slide?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is with your next model, that is with unit 2. That is a life cycle. We studied with the prediction, the modification of behavior, what are the theories, that is which is going to study with cognitive aspects, psychological aspects, physiological aspect, everything. And that is before that how the biological it is going to begin in an individual, we are going to study. So, how do human life begin? The prerequisites of conception. When we say study, every human being life as a single cell. Okay, formed when father's sperm and fertilized mother's egg, it is going to form. That is called the two cells. Individual will be having with the life when it is going to start with sperm and ova. That is the fertilization or conception, which is going to start process in an individual. That is also it is called as the gametes of male or female combining to create a single cell called zygote. We'll call it as a zygote. So how do the ova produce? That is the immature ova produced by the two ovaries of female from its own small sac or follicle, we'll tell. And ovulation is the process in which rupture of an mature follicle in either ovary and the explosion of its ovum when it is going to occur in 28 days until the menopause in a monthly. And fertilization is the most likely if intercourse occurs on the day of ovulation or during the 5 days before of the uh, menopause we are going to happens. And fertilization also does not occur, okay, sometimes observe that is the absorption of the sperm from the, because of the white blood cells which cannot be exist properly or cannot be released properly, it will be exit through the vagina, okay. So this is how where it is the unpaired chromosomes are will be there, 23 unpaired chromosomes we can see, and this is the human egg cell from the mother and human sperm from the father. It is going to form both, okay, 23 from the mother and 23 from the father, where it is going to form as a fertilized egg. Okay, here we're going to find this is the head of the sperm, that is the chromosomes, which we're going to find here, and mitochondria and the tail, where it is going to form. We know chromosomes and genes. The chromosomes is the one, this we have the 23 pairs in every individual, and it is released from one from the mother and one from the father. Totally 23 pairs will be there. So this is the nucleus. As I told, the follicle which is going to release in the mother, from here it is going to happen. So, and when it is released in this, the sperm enters into the follicle, that is the uterus of that is in the mother's female ova, and it is going to form with the both egg cells will going to form one cell called as zygote. Okay, it is where it is going to move, and the doubling, that is the multiplication of an every day, the ovulation, when it is going to change and when it is going to make, it is formed as an cell, one cell. Okay, here it starts from ovulation, day 0, the fertilization, when it is the fertilized zygote, it is going, we can see here how it is formed from day by day it is going to make, and it is formed with the zygote. Okay, it is changes from day 1 to another day. So total 28 days we are going to see. Egg is viable from 1 to 28 days, that is 24 hours. Sperm is viable for 3 to 5 days. And unsafe period is from day 9 to 15 if ovulation occurs on day 14. It is an unsafe. It is not an where we can observe. It is going to be changeable. Day 7 to 17 also could be unsafe. So it is time where we have to be very safer during this particular time period. Our twins formed also, because when see one one egg and one sperm, two eggs and two sperm. Okay, when it is released with the two, sometimes we'll be having identical twins and fraternal twins. Okay, two fraternal twins is we'll be having two eggs which is released from the mother and two sperms which is released from the father, that is going to form as in two separate placenta, and it is having the two, that is fraternal twins. That it can be father, sorry, boy or girl, that is boy one girl, like that. Identical twins means the gender, everything will be same. Okay, here in fraternal twins the placenta will be two, but in identical twins the placenta will be same. Understood? That is, one egg is been divided after the fusing, it is going to break into two, so that causes the fraternal twins. Monozygote zygotic twins, the same, that is the derived from a single zygote that is split into two identical twins. That is dizygotic twins derived from two zygotes, fraternal twins we are going to see. Probability of twins increases only because of maternal age, use of fertility drugs and all. Okay, and identical twins. See, this is how it is being formed. The fertilized egg, and when it is divided, and single zygote divides into two. We can see here. And fraternal dizygotic twins is two cells which is going to form, and single zygote. We can see. Okay, the changes which is going to, which has been happened. Two different. The mechanisms of hereditary is heredity. Heredity is what? It is then trait of offspring which is transferred from father to son, son to his son, like that, right? Hereditary factors from mother, grandmother, before that is the from, we'll tell the ancestors. It will be the behavior which is transformed from one generation to another generation. We'll tell no many times how the behavior and all, when we see, we will tell he is behaving like his grandfather only, he is behaving like his mother only, like that, right? In the newborn babies, by they will tell he look like his father, he look like his mother, he look like his grandfather, this and all they'll tell, right? Some facial changes when they see everything. Yes or no?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah. So, and genes, that is most the biological factors, height, weight, or any causal factors which is happened, the physical traits or behavior traits, everything we call it is for genetical factors. Psychological problems also, if anyone is happening in the family, they tell it might come to my son, or they'll be aware that there'll be tension that my grandfather had, it might come to my son or my grandson, anyone. That psychological problems also will be formed in them. What are chromosomes and genes? Chromosomes are an which transforms the information or the biological factors through the help of the genes. That is, the genes and these are will be attached together. This is in DNA. We'll tell the DNA factors to identify, right? In each and every nucleus, we will found the chromosome. As I told, 23 pairs of chromosomes is present in a human being. Okay, so that 23 pairs we can identify, and is in DNA pairs we can check. It is like a ladder. Your DNA structure is like a ladder. It is in double standard, and this is in single standard. Double standard means like this. Single standard you can see. Okay, single side it is. So 23 pairs, that is 46 chromosomes in a human. Gene, the segment of DNA within chromosomes. Okay, within the chromosomes, we will see in a dotted. It will be more. Okay, regulate the development of traits. Your behavior, your characteristics, everything we are going to check in that. And 20 to 25,000 genes in every cell we are going to see. In each and every cell we are going to see in the genes. You can see here this cell, that is the nucleus. This is the cell. This is this nucleus. In that we are going to see chromosome. Chromosome is like this. Inside the chromosome we have the genetic, that is the DNA factor. We can see here. Okay. The cell as having being the continuous, that is DNA is called as deoxyribonucleic acid to identify these factors, that is the father and mother, the comparisons, everything. This is the main we can identify. The son and the daughter is the father and mother. It is a substance in the nucleus, enables how to reproduce and transmit the characteristics, everything, and takes the form of chromosome in the units. Okay, from generation to generation, and different functional aspects in the hereditary also we can see, and different species also have varying number of chromosomes per cell. You can see this is, and there is the genetic code also, which is going to make with four bases. The DNA chemical substance where we can make it with the four bases, that is ATCG. A is adenine, T is thymine, C is cytosine, and G is guanine. It has been combined with in such a way ATTACG and GC. Okay, there are billion. You can see here colors: yellow, green, reddish, everything. You can see here in
Yes,
the
sir.
genes it is present: yellow, blue, yellow, green, red, yellow, like this. These are the codes which has been combined for an individual behavior factors of this basis only, the chemical basis which is going to be used. So this is see here, ATCG, how it is going to pair. If we can see here, okay, in this cell. So coil of DNA contains smaller segment, that is called genes, that is the functional unit of hereditary, and with the different pairs as we seen here, that is called genome, the human genome, the sequences which is going to be expressed or activated whenever it is needed. So that is the 46 chromosome in the nucleus. We see that is gametes. Haploid cells will tell one set of chromosome in the nucleus we are going to see, and 23 chromosomes in the nucleus, which is haploid n in number. It is not in one. It is going to see different gametes. This is how the meiosis and mitosis we are going to see in an individual. What is Yeah. The mechanisms of hereditary, that is how it is going to make one zygote. The time of conception, 23 chromosomes from the mother and 23 father, and 23 ovum from the mother is released. That is the single set, the zygote with 46 chromosomes. And 23 pairs of chromosomes are called as autosomes, and 23rd pair is called as sex chromosomes. That is the one which is going to form as a zygote, 23rd pair. Okay, that is the we call it as an X chromosome or Y chromosomes. X chromosome is with the mother and Y chromosomes which is present in the father. These are the two chromosomes is been named and it has been given. So sex determination is made like this. Y chromosome contains the gene of maleness called the SRY gene. When the ovum X is fertilized by an X carrying sperm, the zygote formed is XS in female. Okay. And when an ovum X is fertilized by an Y carrying sperm, the zygote frame is XY is male. Means here when the X is released from the male, okay, X is present in female. Female always releases with the O with the X only, but the XY is present in the male. If the male releases the X sperm, that is going to phase with the female. So here we have to come out of with there will be no one thing is there, that is will tell the olds villages. Okay, if the lady give birth to the female child, it is because of her reason. No, it is not because of her reason. That is the reason where the sperm is released with the X1. Okay, it is X released by the male, then it is female. Okay, if it is released with the Y, then it is the male child. Okay, so there we have to make out the differences. Okay, and about 6 to 8 weeks after conception, male embryos normally start producing the male hormone testosterone. So this is the 23 pairs it is made. This is the 23rd pair. We are going to see XX and XY chromosomes. So mechanisms, according to George Mendel is given, we can see dominant and recessive inheritance, polygenic inheritance, multifactor transition, genotypes and phenotypes. Dominant and recessive inheritance is nothing but the chromosomes or the gene which plays a major role of father and mother. Dominant, the behavior characteristics, the facial, the air, the color of the body, everything. If it is the mother dominated, that is X chromosome is more dominated, the behavior everything will be dominant of the mother. If the Y, that is which is released from the father, is more dominant, then mother's behavior will be recessive and father's will be more dominant. That is what the gene which is going to place a major role with the dominance and recessive. So the child when receives a pair of genes that affect a trait is called as alleles, which may be alike or different. They behave same or they may behave like a different. When both alleles are same in the person called homozygous, when both alleles are different, when it is called as heterozygous. Recessive inheritance, the expression of recessive trait occurs only when a person receives two recessive alleles, one from each parent. That is, it is become something they can't behave properly also. Okay, some sort of behaviors will be found. So both will be very less in them. We can't identify why is behaving like that. What is the changes happened in him? Everything will be found in there. So codominance occurs when neither or two alleles is dominant and the resulting traits also has been found. For example, the blood type AB is a combination of alleles for types of A and B. So we are having no AB blood group or AB positive will be there. So polygenic inheritance. What is polygenic inheritance? The characteristics controlled by more than one pair of gene. Okay, it is called as the polygenic, means it is of the same. You can see here more with the reddish, the more it is controlled by the red color only, right? The genes, that is, it is, you can see in the down it is showing with the this one. The more it is controlled with the reddish, that is the characteristics of the one particular gene. Okay, that is called polygenic inheritance. And multifactor transmission from one to another, that is the genetic and environmental factors both plays a major role. So that is observable characteristics of a person is called as phenotype, and genetic makeup of a person combining both expressed and unexpressed characteristics. We can't identify what is the reason. Most phenotypic gene is the product of the genotype, and any relevant environmental factors will be influencing in phenotype. Genotypes totally with the genetic factors we are going to make, but phenotype is not like that. Genetical and chromosomal abnormalities, when we see we have different problems which is going to find. One second. So we have mutation, multi-factor transmission. Mutation is the permanent alterations in genetic material that may produce harmful characteristics, which is going to change in the behavior of an individual. It is not the same which is going to keep in an individual. So it is going to double that the behavior factor, which is going to result in the another type of behavior characteristics. Okay, so we have for example like spina bifida, the incomplete closure of the vertebral canal, or cleft palate, that is the roof of the mouth, it will be opened. Have you seen? There will be something like that, open upper lip. And some will be with ADHD factors also, that is attention deficit disorder with hyperactivity. It is mitosis and mutation, that which is going to the parent cell, which is going to release, and DNA replicates both and have the two different daughter cells, that is it will not be, it will be given with the different. You might have that is when it is released, how the children will be more. Of course, in each and every nucleus we can find the cells, that in that we have the chromosomes which is releasing according to the cells. Okay, so this is the parent cell, how it is going to form with DNA replicates and two daughter cells, and from that we can give to the different, that is 2 it will be change. It is not always same only 46, it will be replicating in it. That is called the mutation factors which is going to happen, that is the changes which is going to take place. This is how the process of conception, as I already told. So this is we studied the sperm context, the egg, everything. It is in color, biological factors, it has been explained. The fertilization of ovum, how it is going to connect. See, this is one, how it is going to enter, and here is the ovum, where one of the sperm, it is going to fuse with the ovum, and it is going to become a zygote. Okay, see, this is the first stage. Second is it is going to make the zygote fertilized egg, then the two cells which is going to release, and fourth cell stage, it is for morula and blastula and gastrula. This is how the stage by stage which is going to make. Of course, gene determines the major traits in an individual. The traits are determined by pair of genes. It is not only one. Each member of pair is an allele. As I told, the different alleles. If it is same, it will called as homozygous, and it is different, it will be the heterozygous. Mendel's law of hereditary averaging, effects of both alleles are shown. Law of dominance, dominance are paired with the recessive allele. Dominant allele appears in offspring also. It is not in same. It will be changing when your releases of the characteristics, the which particular chromosome which is released from the father and mother depends on that also. See, here we can see how it will be same, and how it will be different. Okay, the dominance and recessive traits. Can you identify? For the mother has given capital A, capital B, small b. For the father is capital B and small b. So capital B is being with the first child, right? What are the similarities we can see? Mixture of both, right? Brown-eyed child, the more dominance. And capital B and B, that is the hair color, we can see the more with the dominance with the father, and mother is less, like that. eye colors also, you can identify the recessive and what is more and what is less, everything. The carriers, that is the person who has one dominant and one recessive gene, will be present. The chromosomal and genetical abnormalities also occurs in autosomes or sex chromosomes, which may carry from one individual or the combination of both single cell and other cell. There are different chromosomal abnormalities called as Down syndrome. I think you people have seen Down syndrome child, okay? The flattened nose and all, the broad face, flattened nose, they can't able to talk and all. Okay, the shortened tongue will be there. It is because of extra chromosome is formed in 21st pair. Okay, instead of 21st, it will be having one extra chromosome in that 21st. It should be two, but it will be three in that. Okay, the probability there will be more increasing age of the parent, and if you marry later or they give the birth to the child, this will be causes also. The characteristics of child will be facial features, the cognitive and physical deficiencies. The growth will be very less. See, this is the child. You can see who is sitting on the lap of the mother, Down syndrome child. And we have chromosomal abnormality with sex linked, that is most are infertile, male with extra chromosome, extra sex chromosome, that is called XYY. Okay. And we have another one is called as XXY, clean filter syndrome. Female with abnormal number of sex chromosomes, that is XO, which was supposed to be XX, it will be XO, will be one, will be less. The Turner syndrome we will call it as. And we have also extra X chromosome, that is called triple X syndrome. This is because when it is released more and it is going to form with. Okay. Genetical abnormalities, that is as we are told already, recessive in any gene abnormality or anything will have. We have phenylketonuria, that is called PKU, sickle cell anemia, Tay-Sachs disease, that is the skin disease and all we can see. Okay, and cyst fibrosis also will be found in them. Dominant gene abnormalities we have with Huntington disease. So it is also with connected with the sex-linked genetic abnormalities like hemophilia and Duchenne muscular dystrophy, color blindness. The three types we are going to see sex-linked genetic abnormalities. The differences between genotype or phenotype, the reaction range we'll see, the range of possibilities for the expression of the trait, the characteristics, how we are going to express, okay, the level that we are going to see. Genotypes, that is the set of traits inherited from the parents, which is carried from your parents, that is the genotypes we are going to see. Phenotypes is actual set of traits from genes and environment, both the combination of uh, genes and environment. And channelizing, we will see the switch on, how it is going to change. Okay, influences with the environment also on your genotype. Invariant infant motor development or less channelization, that is your intelligence level, because of your parents, the past one, how it is going to happen, we are going to see. And personality factors also, the major personality factors which we are going to see, everything. This is, yeah, we are parental testing. Okay, genetic counseling is not there. The parental testing, the various testing will be done when the baby is in mother womb. Okay, that is the testing of the ultras of the blood test where they do alpha fetoprotein, AFP will tell. Okay, the blood test, through the blood test we are going to check the baby's activity, everything in the mother room. And ultrasound scanning, the sonogram picture of the fetus, you can see this is the ultrasound scanning we are going to go, and beneficial in determining position of fetus and physical characteristics, everything we can identify to the ultrasounds. Okay, the prenatal testing before the birth, the amniocentesis, which are all the way the test can be done is that is through the amniocentesis, uh, amniocentic sac we will tell. Okay, we will extract from here and we will test the babies. The American woman over age 35, it has been tested. Okay, they used to detect over 100 chromosomal and genetical abnormalities and the sex of the baby, the gender. Okay, it should not be done, it is prohibited. There's some, and there is some risk of miscarriages also if it done regularly. And we have transferal chronic villus sampling, CVS, can diagnose abnormalities earlier than amniocentesis. Okay, this is through ultrasound transducer we can use. Slightly greater risk of spontaneous abortion in between. Okay, starting when we go, we should not go for much scannings and all. Okay, still it is the baby is not fully formed or anything like that. The unnecessary scannings and all that, we should have to avoid that. The conception. That is how the changes or it will be taken place in an individual. Okay, that changes we will see in the prenatal development how the baby or the fetus is being formed. This is how it is going to form. We are seeing here, we are going to see with how it is formed and how the growth is taken place. Okay, in the prenatal life we are going to see. That is the prenatal period, the conception to the birth, as the length of 9 months or 266 days we will tell. Okay, the prenatal development takes place in 3 stages, that is germinal stage, embryonic stage and fetus stage. Germinal stage is fertilization to 2 weeks, embryonic stage is 2 weeks to 8 weeks, and fetal stage is 8 weeks to up to birth. So prenatal life, this is called the prenatal life. We are going to study this zygote, how it is grows, the embryos and then fetus, everything uh, before and after the birth. That is with the cephalocaudal principle and proximodistal principle. Cephalocaudal, which indicates the that developmental process from head to the lower trunk of the body. Okay, everything it is going to head to the lower trunk of the body, and proximodistal is from the middle to the other parts. Okay, near the center of the body to outer ones, legs, hands, everything it is going to the trunk, develop the limbs, everything we are going to see here. Okay, how the finger is grown, the toes has been grown, everything that is called proximodistal principle. Say 2 months to the 25 years of age, the differences we can identify. Germinal stage, as I told, it is the stage begins with conception when the sperm and the egg cell unite in one of the 2 fallopian tubes. That is fertilized eggs it is going to form. Here we can see the cell division begins approximately 24 to 36 hours after the conception. Okay, we can identify the cell division is going to happen. That is why it is very careful up to 9 to 17 days and 7 to 14 and 9 to 17 days. So this is how it is going to duplicate 1 to 1, 1 to 1. See, this is here. We will start implantation of the blastocast. Here it starts day 8 to 9, day 6 to 7, day 4, 5. How it is going to change, we can see here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. It is going to change day by day. It is formed here finally. Okay, the ovulation, it is been formed here. It is going to feed the cell. It is formed here. The cell is there. Fertilized egg is formed in zygote. It is the first several age, and it will become 2 cell stage, 4 cells, 8 cells, and 8 into 16, 16 into 32, 32 into 64. It is going to duplicate. Okay, the cells, and it is formed. The inner cell mass is called as embryoblast. This is one. Okay, it is very much important. The placenta with the inner cells will form the embryo, which helps the child to the carry over. Okay, it is the one. It goes to the wall. Okay, the wall inside the mother's womb. Without the help of wall, it cannot be survival. Okay, the cell division continues at the rapid rate, and the cell then develop is known as blastocyst. That is 4 to 5 days we can identify. It is made up of 3 layers. 1, 2, 3. That is, one is called as ectoderm, which will become the skin of the nervous system. Okay, and endoderm, which will become the digestive and respiratory system, and mesoderm, which becomes the muscle and skeletal. We can see 1, 2, 3 variation the colors, right? The blastocyst arrives the uterus and attached to the uterine wall. That process is also known as implantation. This is how the equal how it is being grown, everything the blastocyst. Here it is there. You can see aram se. This is the one, the internal factors where it is all our things which is going to frame one by one. Three different circle, the internal body organs and nervous system and immune system. All the three it is been formed. Okay, the human fetus it is made like that. The protein everything will be provided inside the womb only. The placenta, corniculae, placenta developing how it is, through that only the amniocentric sac. This is the one where we are going to test. We can take our extract and we can check the test, everything they will be doing. Okay, see, from the conception to the birth, the rising of fertilized, this is 2 weeks, 4 weeks how it is, sixth week, 7th week and 8th week, week 8. Okay, and 12 week is almost 3 months, 14 weeks is almost 3.5 years, sorry, 3.5 months, right? By 3.5 months almost the child is the baby is formed. Okay, then it will be developing the internal organs with your 16th week, 18th week the thumb sucking inside, you can see 20th week, 21st week the rotation, 26th week how it is moving, everything we can identify. Okay, after 40 weeks, the baby is being moved out of the mother womb through the uterus wall. Next is called embryo stage, the beginning of the 3rd week after the conception. Okay, the 3rd week after the to the 8 weeks, up to that is 2 months, 2 weeks to 2 months. The cell becomes the distinct human being. Embryo begins to divide into 3 layers, each of which will become an important body system. This tube will later develop into central nervous system and includes the spinal cord. Here, see this nervous system, this brain and the spinal cord, it is going to form. So around the 4th week, the head begins to form quickly, followed by the eyes, nose, ears, and mouth. And cardiovascular system is also formed. That is heart, where the blood vessels that will become the heart starts to pulse over there. During the 5th week, buds that will form the arms and legs appear. By the time the 8th week of development has been reached, the embryo has a full basic organs and pass except those of the sex organs. Except sex organ, everything will be formed. The outer layer we can see, internal it starts developing. It even has knees and elbows also we can identify. If you want to see in the 8th week, we can see here 8th week we can see how the brain, eye, everything is formed with basic ones, everything. And next stage is called as fetus stage, 8th week until to birth, everything. 9th week and last till birth, how it is going to form, what are the problems it is going to frame, how it is going to get the digested, the food from where, everything we are going to study in this particular stage, that is the fetus stage. During the 2nd trimester, month 4 through 6, the heartbeats grow stronger and other body systems become further developed. Finger, nails, hairs, eyelashes, toenails form, everything will be happening here. And the perhaps that is the fetus increase quite drastically in size, increases about 6 times in size also. Okay, and brain central nervous system we can see in the 2nd trimester, and around 28 weeks the brain starts to mature much faster with the actively formed resembles that of sleeping in the newborn. And of course, during the period from 7 months until birth, the fetus continues to develop, put on weight, and prepare of life outside the womb also. It starts coming, it prepares how to come out of the mother womb. The muscles for breathing, everything will be there. It is fully formed structure will be there in the baby. And we are determinant of prenatal health, how the mother health should be taken care when the baby is in mother womb. The where we are, it is very much important, since the prenatal environment is the mother's body for the baby. It will be very important, okay, for the growth, and it's also going to affect the baby also. If any problem is arise, there are some environmental factors or risk for the fetus. It is termed as tetragenic, the birth defect producing in the child. So these are all the main factors which influence the baby, okay, in the prenatal development, on the growth. Okay, that is the nutrition, what the mother is going to take, the physical activity, how the mother is, drug intake, what all she's going to take, drug, whether it is a prescribed one or another thing, that is like medical drugs, alcohol, nicotine, caffeine, cocaine, marijuana, anything, or sexually transmitted diseases. It may also form on other maternal illness, maternal age, the age where the mother is going to give birth, or after marriage, what age she's going to get marriage, and when she's going to give birth. And outsiders, environmental hazard, that is the ultrasounds or the rays, solar rays, everything is also plays a major role in the baby. So that is the nutritional factors. The pregnant woman need 300 to 500 additional calories in a day, including extra protein. That is, it should not increase or less like that. The desirable weight depends also, depending on the pregnancy weight she is going to get. And malnutrition during fetal growth also. The severe malnutrition deficiencies in the first and second trimesters also plays a major role, which is going to affect the developing brain, increasing the risk of antisocial personality in the disorder, the age of 18, if you're going to give the birth before also. And some of the nutrition factors also leads to your schizophrenia. Okay, and it has been proved, the researchers also done many researchers, and it is also lead to schizophrenic. And neurobiological factors like cretinism also formed, or the thyroid problems in the child, everything, or in the mother also, during the pregnancy, mother also, due to iodine deficiency she might be in. And lack of folic acid, okay, which is formed during the baby, that is, we can see surrounded one, which is going to help, okay, which is going to defect with the spina bifida and anencephaly, and also with the gestation problem also. And drug in physical activity, if the mother is not having the proper physical activity, the moderate, at least minimal physical activity should be done in the mother, otherwise it will be having problem with respiration. So regular exercises prevent constipation and improves respiration, circulation, muscle tone, skin elasticity, everything in the mother, and it will be comfortable during the delivery of the baby. The pregnant woman should avoid activities called that could cause a high degree of abdominal traumas and all. Okay, working women at the hazards of strenuous working conditions, they'll be sitting for long period of time. That and all face a problem. A long working hours should not happen, but that leads to a premature baby age also. Drug intake, uh, the that is the which come across with your placenta decreases, everything, the carbon dioxide will going to form, oxygen will not be supplied properly. Those types of drugs which is going to be taken by the mother especially, okay, that should be avoided. It should be only prescribed from the homemade drugs should not be taken, okay, that and all should be avoided. It should be always prescribed by the doctor only. So drug, human hormone drugs like DES, diethyl bristol, leads to uh, diethyl bristol leads to develop vagal or cervical cancer for 1 in 100,000 women, not for all. So, and it will also be premature delivery or miscarriage or anything will be happening. And DSC son and daughter has malformations in the genital tract also, and it also having with the uh, testicular development and sperm functioning, or leads to mother's breast cancer, anything. That is why we will tell during this particular time, the mother we should not take any unwanted drugs. Okay, the alcohol, if she adds a more alcohol, it maybe leads to fetal alcohol syndrome. With the problems is slow prenatal or postnatal growth will be happening, poor sucking reflex, brainwave abnormalities or irritability, short attention span, that is the concentration will be very less, the child will be very hyperactive, or learning disability, motor activation impairment will be found in the babies. And almost nicotine or caffeine, all these are all should be avoided when the mother is conceived, or when baby is in the mother womb. The consumption of tea, coca-cola, see, these and all should be avoided. They will have, I like that, I will like this, I will eat coca-cola, or I will like sprite. The sprite gives digestion, of course it gives digestion, but it is causing a problem to the child. Okay, and sexually transmitted diseases, that is, we'll call it as AIDS, the acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, the HIV, human immunodeficiency virus. Okay, that is one which affects immune system of human and causes various diseases, which leads to death also. That is through placenta, bloodstream of mother or the father, it can be taken into. Of course, it may not be, but father might not be, mother may be. During that particular way, we don't know what will happen. So that because of mother giving the breast milk, that also leads, and the risk can be reduced by cesarean delivery, the use of drug called zidovonide, commonly you called as AZT. Okay, these are some of the diseases, sexually transmitted diseases, which is going to happen in child. That is, syphilis causes problem during fetal development, gonorrhea and genital herpes, that is virus transmitted during the time of delivery, and maternal illness, if the mother having any problems, uh, she is infected. Okay, that is also due to cold, flu, urinary tract or chicken pox, these type of any problems, if she finds also, there will be a problem in the on the direct on the fetus only. Okay, the German measles, rubella, if mother affect with this disease during 11th week of pregnancy, causes of deafness and heart defects in the infant. And toxoplasmosis is one of the another problem which caused by a parasite harbored in the bodies, uh, that is cattle, sheep or pigs, and in the intestinal tract of cats or loving, all those things should not be. That is, we have to avoid from such animals. Okay, we should not use make close with that. It is the effect with this disease during 2 and 2nd trimester pregnancy can lead to brain damage in the baby, so, severely impaired eyesight or blindness we can see, seizures or miscarriages, stillbirth or death of the baby. And diabetic during the 2nd and 3rd also, the pregnancy, see, there will be a chances to get into diabetic issues also. Okay, age, as I told, age factors also plays a major role. Premature deliveries, that is, if you go and marry early age, and that also, and what are the risks, that is infant's health, miscarriages. If we marry late also, we'll be having miscarriages most of the time, with other different problems also. And not only mother, the father also should be, if he is having any problems, transmitted environmental caused diseases, or if he is having more excess of alcohol, everything that also plays a major role. Okay, it leads to dwarfism or down syndrome, that is because of alcohol and smoking, excess, all those things, because this sperm is the one which is carrying, right, the gene, the chromosome, it is also 123 chromosomes also is followed by the father. So if it is a more dominated one, that time it causes the different problems. Okay, during the mutations, and the other assessment, as I told, these all should be avoided unnecessarily. Okay, unnecessarily testings should not be happen in a mother when she is conceived, when the fetus is there. Ultrasound sonography should be avoided, embryoscopy, amniocentesis, which is I told, and the chronic villus sampling, I told, the sample where you're going to take and they're going to test, and maternal blood test directly when they're going to extract blood, And umbilical cord sampling, that the fetal blood sampling direct from the mother, they're going to extract. And pre-implementation genetic diagnosis, these are all should be avoided. See, ultrasound scan is, if you are done more and more, it is measures fetal growth, gestational age, detect multiple pregnancies, or evaluate the uterine abnormalities, everything, and also with the structure abnormalities in the fetus, everything. We are going to the fetus where determine whether a fetus has died or not. Because of that, we can say repetitive also make a problem. Amniocentesis, it is amniocentic fluid which is present. We can take genetic or multifactor defects. That is the pregnant woman above 35 years. This is problem. That is sickle cell amnesia and Tay-Sachs diseases. Okay, embryoscopic also, the fetal abnormalities can be found, and Domain abnormal can provide a clear look at the embryos, how it is being formed, everything. And we have pre-implantation genetic, that is IVP, vitro fertilization, and have not yet been implemented in the mother uterus. Okay, embryos of 4 to 8 cells will be given, and it is going to make. Umbilical cord, they'll extract the blood over there, and they're going to do the test the fetus through the mother umbilical cord. The infection, anemia, heart failure, or certain metabolic disorders, is immunodeficiency, everything can be done. And this test may also leads to miscarriage, bleeding from the umbilical cord excessively, early labor, and infections also can be happen anytime. Maternal blood test also, the mother between 16 to 18 weeks should not go for any test, unwanted test, that called as alpha fetoprotein. It can which is going to have spina bifida and anencephaly diseases. Okay, which will be having some problem with your brain functionings. The 3 stages of birth. The first stage, they last an average to 12 to 14 hours before the birth, giving to the baby. The contraction of uterine 15 to 20 minutes apart at the beginning and last up to a minute. Okay, this contraction causes the woman's cervix to stretch and open, which is going to give the birth. The contractions come closer together, appearing very 2 to 5 minutes. By the end of first stage contraction, delayed the cervix to an opening of the object can be possible, about 4 inches, so that the baby can move from the uterus to the birth canal. So this is the stage 1. Initial stage, the latent phase, how it is going to turn, which is ready to come. And the active phase, where it is affected cervix, the umbilical cord which is connected, and vagina is more going to come throughout the vagina. Okay, the second stage and third stage, the placenta which is connected, and umbilical cord which is connected to the baby of the mother, and it is when the babies come out of the mother vagina, it is going to cut, and it will be separated. The process which takes place in that, this stage lasts after 45 minutes to an hour. Okay, the third that is first 2 3 stage. These are different stages how it is going to taken place. And also some problems when it is not be happening. The cesarean stages also, the normal and frank bridge, how it is going to happen. The placenta, when the baby is not turned properly, also the how the see, you can see the first head is coming out. Because why head in the sense, if we take out with the leg, because legs are different from the head, it is going to help. Head will be the bigger part of the body, okay, baby's body, so that helps the other parts of the body to come out easily. Understood? So it should be a down to towards where it comes out easily. If not, then only the what will tell, cesarean or operational stages takes place. If the baby is not turned properly, which helps to come out through the vagina of the mother. Okay, if it is like this, it is difficult to turn over, and it will be done with the cesareans. So that is the 3 stages which is going to take place.
So can you just show the last slide for a minute?
Last day.
Just the last one that you.
Yes.
Sir, is it possible for you to share the PPTs because I didn't know about this class. I joined late.
Okay. Sure. We'll share.
So how will you share, sir? Can we send mail to you or how is it?
Yes.
So if you can share email ID in the chat, maybe we can mail you and then you can send PPTs directly to us.
Yes, I think I will share to ma'am. I think ma'am will share in a group. I think it is there. So it is easy one everyone will get.
The sooner the better, sir, because we should start writing our assignments.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Actually, I didn't know, sir. Actually, it was from 12 to 2. I didn't know about the change in the schedule. So many of us, I think, have joined late.
Yeah, even I didn't join on time. I joined for the 4 o'clock and I realized
actually
that this
none of
class
us
was
knew.
going.
Pretty late we joined here.
So this is baby when it is not turned properly.
Yeah, this one, sir.
Then it will happen to the cesarean part. So different chances, the different how it is going to takes place. So when it is not chances, when the head is big also, okay, through the some of the equipment, this try to remove. Understood? When the baby is in between, that will also be a chances. Okay. Sir, last module is there. Can I continue with that? That is infancy, last module. We will have that. We will finish it, right?
How much time it will take, sir?
I think another 20-25 minutes, sir. Is it okay?
Okay, you can finish it. Yeah, no issue.
Yes. So infancy stage, that is first to 3 years, the developmental, physical, what the domains we add, the three main domains we are going to see, because in the before the birth we are seeing the environmental factors, how it is grown, everything. After that, after the birth stage itself, we start, right? The physical aspect, the emotional aspect, the cognitive aspect, and psychosocial factors. All these domains we are going to see after the birth itself. So how we are going to assess the neonatal, that is immediately after the birth, that is 5 minutes after the birth, it is through the help of Apgar scale. The Apgar scale was developed by Apgar, which is widely used to assess the 1 to 5 minutes of the birth, that is the scores of 7 to 10, the newborn's condition is good. There is a certain score they go according to the doctor level. So in that, these are the scores which is going to help to identify whether it is the condition is good, bad, or the moderate. 0 to 5 indicates developmental difficulties. Score 3 or below indicates emergency attention should be given to the babies. That is, sometimes we'll know it won't shout, or if there is any problem with the heart beat, anything we can identify. So this is Apgar scale is going to assign with, okay, heart rate, breathing, grimace, activity, and appearance. That is heart rate, that is pulse, how much it should be, whether it is present or absent, or it is a normal, or it is a below. It is going to give. And breathing also, the rate at effort, the normal rate or effort, good cry, or it has a weak cry, or it is not crying itself. That is also. And grimace also, the reflexes, responsive reflexes, when they test everything, okay, in the when the newborn baby, whether it is stimulated or not, where they're going to check the pulse away, sneezes, cough, everything, whether the facial movements is there or not, everything, the activity, the spontaneous movement, how it is going to stretch, because the warmth, that is the environment, will change immediately for the baby. So that is present or not, everything there, right? And the appearance, the color also. We can see some of the bluish gray colors, the pale normal, the green colors and all will be formed. That is the patches with the gray, red and all will be found in the baby. Have you seen the newborn babies? Some different, that is different colors, and that is the gray, green colors and all will be there, right? So we have another one is called as NBAS, Brazilton Neonatal Behavior Assessment Scale. That is to perform within 24 to 36 years to know the newborn neurological development. Okay, the activities, the neuro activities, everything we are going to check. With that object, how it is the development of reflexes, that is your sneezing, blinking, rooting, everything. Okay, the animate phase and voice and inanimate stimulus to check. We are using this Brazilton neonatal assessment scale. And I told we studied in the last unit the status, that is the germinal stage, that is first, that is the cephalocaudal and proximodistal, right? Cephalocaudal will going to assess from top to trunk part of the baby, right? That is top to the head with the physical growth in size, weight and feature differentiation gradually working from top to bottom. Proximodistal pattern, we are going to study the sequence out from the center of body to the other parts of the body, how it is been. The extremities, it is going to grow and the changes is taking place in the baby. So this is how first it will be, almost it is equal. Can you see? The head of the body and other body parts is same. Means we can see the head part is very bigger than the other parts, and gradually it is going to make according to the easier body formation is going to be. The average weight newborn baby, 90% newborn baby are 18 to 22 inches long and weight between 5 to 10 pounds. And first few days newborn loses 5 to 7% and their other body weight before they adjust to feeding by sucking, swallowing and digesting. Then they gain weight 5 to 6 ounces per week. Every day it going to increases. So after the birth, immediately it loses some weight. Okay, that is the toxic which is present, which is going to release, and then later it starts gaining the weight. So early human reflexes, we are going to see the reflex with Moro, Darwin, tonic neck, baby skin. The stimulation, baby's dropped or ears, loud noise, everything. It is going to make baby's behavior when the Moro reflexes is happen. That is extends legs, right? You can see you have observed or you have experienced when you are small babies in your houses, your neighbor, that is siblings or anyone's in the new babies, you have experiences. That is, and fingers and arcs, back draws, back heads, everything it will do. 7 months of gestation and typical age of disappearance is going to make in 3 months. Okay, Darwin grasping the palm of baby's hand in stroke. It holds the if you give a finger, it holds strong, right? You can see the fist how strong, and you can't also remove. It will be very tight. The fist will be there. Okay, the closed one. Okay, around 4 months, and chronic neck, babies lie down on back. Okay, you can see back neck always. The head will be the bigger, so it will be different, and later on it starts moving, that is up and downward. Babykin, that is both of baby's palm are stroked at once. Mouth opens, eyes closes, new reflexes, everything found at the age of 3 months. Babinski, if it touches the sole of the baby's foot, is stroked. The tones fan out, the foot, fist, everything it is take backs, everything it starts doing. Rooting also, in this particular, that is what when it is going to appear and when it is going to disappear, we are going to see. And it turns, mouth open, sucking movements begin, everything we are going to see. Routine, that is, it is going, whatever you give, it is going to take near it. Okay, stroke with finger or nipper, it is going to keep near its mouth. Okay, whatever you give, it starts pulling its near its mouth and start sucking. Okay, that is one. Walking, that is babies held underarms with the bare feet touching flat surface. This make them everything. It is just starts crawling everything. And swimming also, babies put into the water phase. Done that, we will not put around 4 months or 5 months. In foreign countries, they start making the babies to swim like the legs only will be kept in the water and starts swimming type everything. They'll start teaching over. The early sensory development we are going to see with touch and pain. Touch is the first sense to develop for first several months, and early signs of rooting reflexes occur 2 months after conception. By third week of gestation, all parts of the body become more sensitive, and in sensitive increase during the first 5 days of the life itself. And taste and smell also. The sense of smell and taste also begin to develop in the womb only. The food, everything. If you want, you can see if you, the taste, if you give the sour or salt, everything, how the baby makes it, it makes his face like a squeezed face. Okay, that way it can make out. It is in the mother womb only. It has been learned with the taste and all. Certain taste, as I told, in the bitter and sour and all, it can identify easily. And the taste buds fairly develop by 20th week of gestation. That hearing sense also, the baby can hear, okay, what we are speaking, and if you make a more sounds, the baby can stretch his body and legs, hands, everything. You can see when the loud voice is being identified by the, or you, if you make any more sound, the baby how it is going to do. And at the 1 month, baby can distinguish sounds as close as ba, pa, everything it starts. And hearing in the key to language development. Now the babies will be using mobile phones only in 3-4 months. If the mobile phones is not given, the babies will not react only, right? That is the generation. It has become like that. So sight also, the vision, the eyes on newborns are smaller than those of adults. Their optic nerve is being underdeveloped, so it starts working on that. The doubles between 2 and 10th week of the age, and the ability to follow moving target also, it starts from 3 months. It can see the light, where the light is there around the 3 months. It will be turning its face and identification only with the light, color, everything. The 20/20 level of vision can be found in 6 months, and at the age of 1 year, the infant's vision become accurate. It will observe carefully. Motor development. There are two types of motor development, that is the gross motor development and fine motor development. Gross motor development, large muscles for motor activities, using the small muscles for motor activities. The two different types. And where babies master in precision grip, like pick things up with the whole hand, fingers closing against palms, everything it is come. You see the babies how they hold all the things tightly, they can't like leave. Okay, that is, we can see initial babies in they, how they pick up the things. Okay. Later, the baby's master in pin grabs like thumb and index fingers only. They'll hold. Or as before, all together they grab and holding with all the palm, chest, everything they holds together and they will catch hold. Yeah, that differences we can also find. The motor development is marked by a series of milestones, achievements, and that develops systematically. Each newly mastered ability preparing the baby to tackle the next developmental aspects also. It is not just in sample. The Denver developmental screening text is used to chart normal progress from the 1 to 6 months. Children who are not developing normally. So by that particular age of 4 or 5 months, and maximum with 1.5 years, we can identify the development of a baby. So means there is a deficit in the baby. If this particular milestones is not reaching, means there is a baby with some of the deficit. It can be with the past, that is we don't know the fraternal factors or paternal, maternal or fraternal factors played a role in the developmental factors. The milestones where we are going to see in that particular age and when it is going to complete. This is rollover, locomotion will take, that is 3 to 5 months it will be completed, and grasping rattle, that is hand control, 3 to 4 months. Sitting without support, that is 6 months to 7 months. Standing while holding on locomotion, that is 7 months to 8.5 months. Grasping with thumb and finger index, almost from 8 to 10 months. Standing alone well by 11 to 13, that is 14 months, 1 year, more than 1 year 2 months. Building tower of 2 cubes and control, 14.8, 20.6, that is months, days will tell. Walking up steps, almost 1.5 year to 2 years. Jumping in places, 2 years maximum. Coping circus, 4 years. Coping circle, everything it can do. The motor development, head control and hand control. Newborn infant turn their head from side to side while laying on their back, that is 2 to 3 months. It is left. It can be lifting its head. Okay, it is lifting their head. By 4 months and 5 months, it can turn over. Okay, the head control and the head and keep their head erect. Okay, it is tries to. Hand control, babies are born with a grasping reflex. If the palm of an infant had strokes, the hand closes tightly. We can see everything they're going to grasp. We can't make the baby, that stiffness will be there. No, it is very difficult to make them to remove. Okay. About 3.5 months, most infants can grasp an object of moderate sizes, not bigger one. We can give a finger or small things for them. And the next milestone is to transfer things from one end to another and hold small objects, that is from 7 to 11 months. Pick up the tiny objects. By 15 months, average baby can build a tower of 2 cubes, not more than that. If you give the utensils or vessels, it keeps, you can need to mix. It keeps one or the another and it plays everything. Okay. After third birthday, the average toddler can copy a circle fairly well. And locomotor, as we studied in the chart, it is going to tell how it is going to sit, stand, jump, everything we are going to study in the walks properly and keep the steps. We can see it keeps one step, one by one later on. Together steps, it starts going first with the crawling, it going to with the knee. Okay, then it starts growing, moving forward. Okay, by the first birthday, it can climb the steps easily. Means keeping one step together and another step, two legs together, then it will going to go. And by 3.5 years almost, it will jump and go also. So this is what the cognitive factor development when we are studying, as I told in GMT+5, the adolescence, how it is going, the sensory motor development. Okay, 0 to 2 years, and pre-operation stage we are going to study with the infants. We studied in first unit. The cognitive development, the gene Piaget. These are the development birth to 2 years. We are going to see in the 6 substages. That is birth to 1 month, the uses of reflexes we are going to see, and 1 to 4 months primary circular reactions, how it is going to happen in an individual to turn around everything. Okay, 4 to 8 months, the secondary circular reactions to move further or to sit, and how it is the cognition, how makes the baby to react to the situation or starts crying, the identifying the mother. Okay, everything start. The coordination of secondary schemas, 8 to 12 months, the things it is going to make, or the start holding the things and all, how it is should be hold, and whom it should see correctly, everything it is going to change. And territory circular reactions from 12 to 18 months, and mental combinations one to another, which is going to combine, how it should keep, whether it is I think by 2 years we will see the glasses, it can make the glasses only, the combination, everything it learns in that particular ages. Okay, the activities in the mental aspects, how it is growing, the gene Piaget is made through the behavior of an individual, the child. So uses of reflexes, that is their gain some control over them, and primarily with the first occur by pleasurable behaviors, what it wants, and the third with the environment. They repeat actions, interesting, shaking, rattle, everything, coordination, the schemas, learned schemas, how to move. Okay, they anticipate events. And territory shaking, different rattles, hear different sounds, and connecting to the one-to-one, the mother sound, father sound, who is them, everything they can identify. And mental recognition represents no longer trial and errors. It can solve the problem, it can use it. And symbolic thoughts. Okay, the color, if you tell bring the doll, it makes it made. Doll means all type of dolls, it is a doll, it will bring anyone. If you tell this particular doll, I want that color doll, that combinations it is going to make over there, the mental combination it's going to make in a child. Okay. The emotional development, uh, that is the such of sadness, enjoy, fear, everything we can also find in the babies, right? The physiological and behavior changes. Crying, newborn infant express their emotion through crying only. Will it tell, "Ma, I'm hungry, give me milk, give me food"? The newborn babies will cry, tell.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Will the newborn babies tell, "Ma, I want to go for toilet"? "Ma, I
No.
want to go for washroom"? No. You should have to identify by time to time when it starts crying, when it feels uncomfortable. Okay, so it shows only through crying only for everything. Whatever it wants to communicate, it is only through cry. Okay, then some researchers have identified 4 patterns of crying: hunger cry, a rhythmic cry, okay, hungry, and angry cry, in which excess air is forced through the vocal cords. Everything that is in the 5, 6, 7 months you can identify, maximum with 9 months also. Pain cry, okay, the sudden onset of loud crying without preliminary mourning, holding. The baby will be crying on its own sometimes, if it not everything. The pain also, okay, it's having something, stomach pain or anything like that. Frustration cry, okay, 2 or 3 drawn out cries we can see, prolonged breath holding. If it anything sudden imagination, we can make it. We don't know how it is happening, so through that we can see the frustration crying also. And smiling also, we can see different types of smiles. The subcortical nervous system, it is called as reflexive smile. We always will be wanting to see, right? We will be want that when the child going to smile, the baby going to smile, when it is in smile, some sleeping, we can see the child will be smiling, the broad smile, everything we can see, right? Have you observed any children when it's sleeping, it will they smile, how it is going to give, or after the it will be smiling on its own, you no need to make them laugh, right? After 4 months or 5 months only it can recognize, we make them to laugh everything. Okay, about 1 month this might generally become more frequent and more social, which is called as social smile. During the second month the visual recognition develops, then it will become a visual stimuli. About 4 months infants start to laugh out loud when kissed on the stomach or tickled or anything like that, it starts laughing, right? The external force which is being given to the laugh. And fear also, it is 6 to 8 months we can find out age and peak at the 18 months. The strangers anxiety will tell. The baby doesn't go to the strangers. The strangers anxiety emerges gradually in infant, 6 months or 9 months. We can see, except mother and the recognizable persons. The baby doesn't go with anyone. It starts crying if anyone holds the baby, right? Have you observed?
Sir.
Yes. Not all infants
Yes.
should stranger anxiety for all the situation. Depends on lesser stranger anxiety when they are in familiar settings, or infants should lesser anxiety when they are with caretakers. That is that is will be less. But caretakers also is there apart from mother when it is seen, but still it cries because the closest person of the baby is the mother. It feels the warmth when the mother is there with the baby. The separation anxiety, this is with the mother, especially the caregivers. The mother is the caregiver always. If the mother is not found, the baby start, it gets anxiety, it That is, it starts crying like anything. Okay, that is this separation anxiety when it found. So social referencing also, that is emotional development, will be more in them, refers forming an understanding of how the confusion state or ambiguous one, unfamiliar situation it is going to make in life, the complex behavioral changes which is going to make. You can also distinguish, we can identify when infants begin to judge the possible consequences of even if mother is going somewhere around like 7 to 8 months, if the mother is living and going towards or in the sleep also, the mother is get upping, it can identify. Okay, almost by first year of life, the baby pattern we can baby can identify the mother movements and others also in the family, which has been attached for the caretakers of the child's caretaker. The child will be almost connected. It can show the emotional development and language development. The small words that is going to start the language in the communication system based on words and grammars. In the cognitive development, when we are going to see how it is going to represent the objects and actions, if first it starts going to show pre-linguistic speech, the sound babies makes to communicate their needs and feelings, or as pre-linguistic speech is the small, it is going to give cue. Crying is one of the communication in the newborn babies, and between 6 weeks and 3 weeks are going with when they feel happy. 3 to 6 months babies begin to play sounds matching the sounds and they hear from people around them. So it starts hearing almost 3 to 4 months, it starts hearing and it can identify, it can turns its heads with the sound, and those sounds repeatedly happening, it start matching with the reactions. So baby between 6 to 10 months, babbling starts over there, repeating consonant vowel strings such as ba, ba, ma. These are all the simple particular words. The simple words is starting over there. Okay, it's not a real language, but it is for its where it can. Okay, babbling as misunderstood first word, but it is not the real language we can make out. 9 to 10 months, infants deliberately imitate the sounds without understanding also. Whatever he says, it also says that. Right? And it is the misinterpreting the words, recognizing the language sounds, different between sounds in essential to language, we can see. Okay. So during the second half of the first year, the babies become increasingly familiar with sounds, and 7 months old listens to longer to sentences containing the different order of nonsense words, everything. 9 to 12 months, infants learn from conventional social gestures, the way to behave. If you tell go, if you show hands, everything, it understands. Okay, come here, don't go there. It understands, and it can also symbolize the information, the gestures such as blowing to the mean, or if it does everything, it will tell. Okay, and learn to talk over there. Learning gesture helps to talk to them. What is the first word? The as we told, it is going to use the linguistic speech verbal expression, ma, pa, intonation and rhythms. Everything will not be properly formed in the babies. Is there any specific grammatical formation is being found in the babies up to 3 years? Have you find any babies talking sentence, grammatical sentence properly? At least making 5 to 10 words.
No, sir.
It is difficult. Okay, it children stands that a word stands specific things or even that it is not always by between 18-month vocabulary continuous single word stages will tell for them. Okay, and it starts with first sentences only starts with after the 2 years, not before 2 years. Okay, the sentences. If the child also over there, it starts for 16 to 24 months. The toddler may form with the 50 words to saying about 400 words, not more than that. Okay. The next important sequence, the language development is framing sentences. It tries to put together, express one idea of its own, what it is going to do. And it's also like it doesn't know what it is speaking of. The sentence is correct or the word you are using is correct. It doesn't know. If you ask, if it tell, when did you add food? It will tell yesterday. When you did that, it will tell tomorrow. That is not it, it's making to attempt the word particular words, okay, in sentences or anything. I had my food tomorrow, like that. It doesn't know how the formation or sentence when the past, present, everything to use over there. So the language is sometimes 20 to 30 months child show increasing competencies depending on what it is going to use, the environment, how it is going to help for him to speak. It is 3 years is a fluent, longer and more complex. Although children often omit parts of speech, they get their meaning in their own way. It is not a fully fledged sentences they can frame. And social development also, the socialization and internalization is very much important to learn the habits, skills, values. We'll start teaching them from the 1.5 years to 2 years how to be, means some of the social factors, how to interact with the caretakers and within the parents itself. Okay, it starts observing that which makes socializing may include security for its own attachment. It may be observational learning. Parents are mutual responsive of an individual by giving and taking the rewards and avoids the punishment. They have made parental and social standards also how we should be taken care of the children. The rules are there, the commands are there to call the babies. We call baby. We'll not just call come baby. We make the actions over there where the baby is also learning to call someone. That is the socially we make a child to get into adopt to the society. Okay, the social development is uh, that is how we are going to make. And the conscience refers internal standards of behavior, usually control one's conduct and produce emotional discomfort when violated. We have to make that is 5 to 6 years. Sigmund Freud's we are going to study with the childhood development. The modern psychology believe the conscience emerged before 5 years. Okay, but Sigmund Freud told it is after 5 years. We'll see in childhood. When we study with the childhood, we'll come to know which is the particular age. Though self-regulation, the ability to inhabit impulses and controls one's own. The most from 2.5 3 years, we start teaching them. Okay, what is wrong, what is correct. That is the toilet training. Everything we are going to teach. The social factors, the self-regulation aspects. Everything we are going to teach to the children. Okay, and it also observes how the parents are doing the process, the store and act upon the information, the strong desire to lead their parents leads them to do as they are. Everything it's going to observe. It is not just observing and living. It tries to do also what the mothers do. The baby also tries to do same thing, right? What the father do, same it is also going to do. That is how the baby we're going to see. This is how the brain development in the child, that is from 8 to 10 months. We are going to see the 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5, 7, 11, 4 months, 6, 8, and fully developed brain development in the baby. Okay. So that is the development has been taken place in childhood, everything. In that, in this particular age level. That is, it is not just in the social factors, it might be, or any language development, it may be. It is learned from the other persons also. Okay, so that is, it will be observing how the changes taking place. Okay, almost as we told, it is not just a behavioral factor, it is happening in an individual inborn tendencies. The environmental factors plays a major role to learn or to adopt or to assimilate. Okay, to organize the fully fledged, the brain development just helps to the different parts of the body, what the how the baby has to react it from the external sources, that is through the what will tell sense organs. Okay, through the different sense organs where it is going to have, that is the neural chemical substances it is passing, and through that the brain is receiving the information, and again brain is giving the information to the different parts of our body. Okay, this is how the factor for our language also, that is to the ear, all the 5 sense organs in the newborn babies, that is during the infancy, it plays a major role. That is why they're going to test NBAPS scale and with the UPGA scale, how the baby is having with any problem after the birth, that is from the 4 to 15 minutes and 24 to 36 hours. Okay, any changes is been happening in the baby or not, that is why the assessment will be done over there. Fine.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes. So that is ma'am, that is today's the module was which was made is completed.
Sir, in the beginning, I joined a little bit late, sir. Can you please repeat the starting class, sir?
Yeah. We will see when we complete overall. Once I can make it revision wise. If you have missed anything, you can note it down. And if you post it, Hema ma'am will help with me also. So that particular ones, if it is possible, I can make it with as in revision. Hema ma'am, some of them joined late. So I think after completing all the modules with the last session, when it is winding up, I can make it as a revision part.
Sir, PDF notes, can you send it today, sir, so that we can start preparing for our assignments?
Today I make I will ask ma'am, which is because I want to send it to ma'am only. Ma'am will be sharing with everyone. Hema ma'am.
Oh,
So Hema ma'am said she'll not be available because she's outside. If
Yeah. I think
send it to one of us, then we will share it to all the team
Sure,
members because we have
sure.
our own WhatsApp group.
yeah, we can do that, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Then if anyone can leave your mail ID here, I can take it.
Yeah, we will send it.
Yes. Yes, I'll be sending to the Rashmi, right, Dr. Rashmi. So she'll be
Yes, sir. I'll share it in the group for others.
in the group. Fine.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Thank
Sure,
you.
That would be fine. Yeah.
Yes.
So for one or two of us, if you can send, no, sure. We are in different, possible that we are in different groups. So
That is also fine.